kick off this time, shall I? Because last time you forgot where you were and your name and everything.
I'm crap that.
I'll kick off.
Go on then, you kick off.
Hello and welcome to episode 8 of Dirty Kimbassa. I haven't forgot my name.
I'm Tony.
And I'm Ben.
And we're going to try and entertain you for a minute or two.
Try.
Before you get sick of us today. So
yeah, we're at episode 8. We're getting a few listens now. So
we're not getting that many, are we? You know, I think
we're over 300 now.
Are we?
We are.
Are we?
We are, yeah.
I was thinking we peaked at 20.
In fact, if I added YouTube on, we'd be probably near a 400.
Oh, that's a lot.
Because I don't really count
That's
YouTube.
We're not that interesting, are we, really, us old fellas? Not as interesting as some people and their antics. Now, I found a couple of little news articles for us this week. And what I've tried to do this time, because a lot of stupidity seems to stem from America.
No.
You know, when it's in the news. And I know that, like, because, you had that story about the psycho date guy.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was America, was it?
Murdered his dog thing. Yeah, it was American, yeah.
And then there's those weirdos that they got let off, didn't they, for the brush attack.
That was Australian.
That was Australia. Well, again,
as expected.
Yeah. Well, I've tried to stay within the United Kingdom, and I'm going to take you to Aberdeen.
Right.
You know, Aberdeen is.
It's local compared with Australia, isn't it?
It is. At least it's in the United Kingdom. It's in Scotland, so they're a little bit foreign.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, we don't have a problem with the Scots. They're all right.
I believe of Scottish origin.
Picture the scene. Have you ever been to Aberdeen?
I think I have.
The granite city.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
Very, very distinctive buildings in.
They're all grey, aren't they? Yeah.
Well, yeah, and all tall, stark-looking buildings in a very Scottish style, I would say. Anyway, let's go to Aberdeen, and I've got an article from a newspaper, which basically I'll just read the headline.
Go on.
Find the bastard who shut down my chimney. Homeowners flu poo horror.
It's at point, isn't it?
You know, yeah. There's a picture of him. Someone, a passerby, has got a picture of this young lad with his trousers down on the roof
sat
of the
on
building,
pot.
Sat on the chimney pot. So I'll read you the article. There's an article of a man looking sad, as there always is in this kind of news. You've got to have an obligatory men looking sad in local newspapers.
Token grumpy picture.
Householder Mike Williams is furious after a foul-bowled hooligan unloaded a big steaming shit down his freshly swept chimney. Carpet fitter Mike had been looking forward to making up the first real fire of the year as temperatures had taken a turn south in his home city of Aberdeen. Actually, I remember the weekend. Aberdeen was coldest it's been in the UK for 25 years that weekend, yeah. But these plans went down the drain after a young oik unleashed a plop down the flue.
Oik, that's an underused word, isn't it?
It is, it's a good word.
It's a good word.
Which landed with a nasty splatter in the grate. Unwed Mike, I don't see how his marital status is relevant.
It's poor writing this though, they haven't given his age yet.
Unwed Mike,
go on,
34.
Oh, look at that.
Raged, I was just getting home. I'll try and do this in a Scottish accent.
Oh, here we go.
I was just getting home from work when I'll forget the Scottish accent. When a neighbour ran up and said they'd seen a wee Ned. That's Scottish for chav, isn't it? That we call them chavs, they call them Neds.
Yeah.
A wee Ned ruffian shatting down the chimney. I thought shat was past tense.
Shat past tense, yeah.
Bad grammar as well.
You can't be shatting, can you?
You bloody porridge wog. He's even taken a wee photo on his phone. That's the neighbour, I assume, not the Ned.
Yeah.
The wee bastard's shite has landed in the grate. It was all over the place. Then, in capital letters,
go on,
bold and underlined, it just says bastard. It was all on the rug in front of the fire. There's no way it'll brush out. What the hell am I going to say to the insurance? Ock and Ned shut down the chimney. If I get my hands on the bastard, I'll kick him in the arse so hard he'll never shit again. A source at Grampian Police said the crime was unpleasant and unusual. Do you recognise the chimney shitter? Call our news desk. And he gives the telephone number.
How high do you have to be to think, I'm going to climb on that roof and shit down
Obviously,
that
our listeners
chimney
can't see
pot?
this, but I'm going to show you the roof. It looks pretty high to me.
Go on. Oh, bloody hell. Little bastard.
Yeah. I have to wonder if Mike the carpet fitter hasn't upset somebody.
Well, yeah, there is that, yeah.
You know, there's always a possibility.
There may be a
there,
reason
isn't
for
there,
this.
you know. So we've got shitting down chimneys in Aberdeen.
Good grief.
If anybody else has any shitting down chimney stories, please do tell us in. I've personally never shut down a chimney.
I bet, though, if we got you home address of this Yodel driver that you're looking for, you'd be very tempted.
To shit down his chimney?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
Yodel driver that's wasted 4 days of my life this week. You might be triggering a rant here, Ben, but I once went shit down his chimney. He's holding down and shit in his gob. The horrible little bastard.
So pre-podcast, Tony turned up, still ranting from yesterday, pretty much, about this Yodel driver that is yet to appear.
How long ago was Mother's Day? I ordered a lovely Denby dinner service as a gift for my mother. She's moving into a little bungalow, so it's a kind of Mother's Day housewarming present. Well, Mother's Day has been and gone by about a fortnight now, hasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, and we are, you know, still not in there. The number of times it's been up and down the M6, I suspect it's probably going to be smashed to buggery now.
Good point,
You
yeah. I
know,
didn't realise
the
it was
guy,
something fragile.
He sneaks a card, right? I've waited in all day. He sneaks a card through the letterbox, right? He don't even take the parcel off his van, and then he sprints away. It's like he don't want to deliver it. I am gonna catch up with him at some point, and I'm not gonna say too much because, you know, this I don't want this ever being played in court. But I'm gonna have serious words with that young man.
You got to wonder what inspires you to be a delivery man, to not deliver.
The thing is, I was talking, right, I mean, APC overnight, give him a plug, you know, UPS, right?
Yeah.
Everybody moans about Hermes. Well, I'll tell you now, our Hermes driver, local guy that comes round our place, really nice fella, right?
Ours is bang on, yeah.
He brought some stuff for studio few months ago. Telephoned me, right? It's not that hard because phone numbers aren't signed above shop.
Yeah.
Right? Telephone me. Hiya Tony, I've got some stuff but there's nobody in. Shall I leave it round back or so? Yeah, if you would please. Thank you. No problem. Last week I had a tow bar delivered for truck. Right? I want in. He rang me. Hey up Tony, I've got a tow bar on van for you but there's nobody in at your place. I'm not allowed to leave it. Where are you now? I says, I'm in West Vale, you know. Oh, well, I'll be in West Vale in about an hour. I'll ring you when I get to West Vale. You can meet me. Sorted. No problem. You know?
It's not hard,
It's
is
not
it?
difficult. I mean, then the following day, after complaining to Yodel, I get another card through the door. Exactly same thing happens again. Then the following day, no card. The following day, I look on the tracking information, unable to find the property. I think that my complaint, and he's now pursuing a vendetta. So I'm going to pursue a vendetta of my own. And that fella, he's not getting coffee at my place. UPS man knows if he's got time.
There's
he
a brew ready.
I even get paper cups for him, you know, with the lids.
Oh, yeah.
Buy them in so that if they don't have time to have a coffee, they can take it away with them. Because I like to look after people and, you know, just be right with them. But this Yodel man, he's never having a cup of coffee at my house.
You've just reminded me of a situation that happened when I worked at Ripondale District. It were a bit random. This place, they work from home. I forget what they did. It was probably some furnishings or something they made at home. And I've been delivering there ages, and we knew each other, you know. And one day, it was just after dinner, and they said, "Oh, we've just had dinner. There's loads of garlic bread left. Do you want a bit?" Oh, all right, cheers, yeah. And I'm thinking they're just going to chuck us a bit and here you go. And like, they invite me in, sit down. Like, I'm sat there, but there's nobody. Everybody else is eating, and I'm sat there eating this garlic bread, thinking, "You're gonna ask me to join in a threesome or something in a minute. This is weird, you know. Why have you invited me in for this bit of garlic bread that's left?" And I'm like, "Yeah, okay." Scoffing it down. I think I need to get out of here. This is fucking weird. Yeah. Yeah, random shit. You know, you're really just expecting somebody to come up with something now. Like, yeah, okay, I should have seen that coming.
Yeah. An old man walks in a rubber suit kind of thing, you know.
Like your army mate with his honey trap.
Lee's
Garlic bread trap.
Now then, another little story, another news article.
Go on, you've been reading news this week.
I have. Let's face it, we don't have a lot of content, do we? We just kind of make things up as we go along. Now, this one I found quite disturbing. Whether you find it funny or not, this guy's got issues. Right?
Go on.
And perhaps it's the world we live in. Perhaps it is the world we live in, because there's lots of pressure, and I know women feel this more than men probably, but there's lots of pressure on men on women to look good, I've never felt it myself, you know. Naturally handsome men like
we
me
already look good, don't we?
We don't need to make an effort. We just fall out of bed looking amazing, don't we? But not everybody does, and some people are unhappy.
Can you believe I haven't even had to brush my hair today to look this good?
I know. And not even a bit of Mr. Sheen. Some people obviously are not happy with themselves. They're not happy with their bodies.
Poor buggers.
And I think this stems, and it's society that's the problem here, not this young man. A man who tried to enlarge his penis. Already, yes. I can see you wincing, Ben.
Where's he put it?
Okay. He's not so much put it. It's not where he's put it. It's what he's put in it.
In it?
Yeah. A man who tried to enlarge his penis by inflating it with an air compressor almost died after his penis exploded. 38-year-old Colin Brown from Preston.
That's a proper name and shame, that.
Lancashire lad.
Lancashire, they're odd.
Yeah.
Bloody foreigners.
Lancashire, yeah. Was laying unconscious.
I bet he drinks Lancashire tea.
At Frank Street Garage, where he works. When his
So he's done it at work?
Yeah. When his colleague found him and immediately called 999. He was rushed to Royal Preston Hospital, where doctors managed to stabilise him after a few hours. Upon regaining consciousness, he admitted that he had tried everything to enlarge his penis over the last 2 years and had already spent around £5,000 in pills, potions, penile pumps. Without success.
Surely you just inflate your bladder if you're trying to use a bloody airline to... What?
He finally decided to try the industrial air compressor at work, and he insists that his penis did enlarge for a few seconds.
I bet it did.
Before it literally exploded, nearly killing him from blood loss. Wow.
What?
To be honest, how tiny must your cock be to want to put yourself through that?
Here, let me show you this.
Pass me that compressor, Ben. Let's do an experiment.
What?
I mean, I can kind of...
Is his penis smaller than his IQ?
I don't know. I mean, how bad must you feel about yourself before you're going to injure yourself to make an improvement?
A friend of mine, again mentioning Ripon District, is a driver there, and he said one of his army buddies had what was medically called a micro penis.
Is there a medical term for micro?
Yeah. Googling it.
I might be able to get the help I've always needed. Yeah. Okay.
And he said when they went out on lash, he had no shame in standing up and going, "Yeah, but you haven't fucking got one like this, have you?" And he'd get his undercrackers down, and Dave says it were literally like end of your little finger. He said, but he did have kids, so it worked. But it worked.
Maybe he were a grower, not a shower.
A very, very grower.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe this poor bugger's.
I mean, to be honest, first of all, I'm trying to work out how he did it, because I mean, would he use tyre inflator nozzle?
So that you've got a trigger.
You've got tyre inflator nozzle. You've got There's they usually have a blower, don't they? Like to blow
That's what I
smoke
have,
off your workbench.
I have a blower.
Like that.
It doesn't smell like cooked cheese though.
No, I have a blower on mine. Has he got it under the foreskin? Has he got it up the Jap's eye? What's he bloody? Because mine, I don't think mine would fit. I don't think I could get it up there. And then to actually literally do it, and at what point does your pain override your desire to have a bigger penis?
Surely you'd have to be holding on to it pretty tight as well.
Yeah.
Because
you'd have had to stretch it over.
blow up.
I mean, Jesus. And then, I mean, what's he like? I mean, basically, in an effort to give himself a bigger penis, he's giving himself a vagina. Hasn't it? You know, it's a rather mangled one.
Oh, that's got to hurt. Wow.
No. And not a nice vagina. Like, he's giving himself one of them vaginas that looks like a Big Mac that's not travelled particularly well.
A badly packed kebab.
Yeah.
The only person that can answer this
He's him.
is him.
Yeah. We need to see if we can find him on Facebook.
If you're listening,
Colin,
email him. Explain this to us.
Yeah, we would like to. I just want to. No judgment. I just want to understand the thought processes.
Oh, I'm judging.
Yeah. And do you think he gets a Dirty Kimbasser award?
A stupid Kimbasser award.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's not that dirty, is it? It's just fucking stupid.
Well, it is dirty because he's coming out of a bloody garage. He's going to be covered in old engine oil and mucky fingerprints. There's hygiene questions here. You know.
Minging.
I mean, my air compressor doesn't get the same amount of use as one in a commercial garage.
It does say he's at work, doesn't it? Yeah.
I'm going to tell you now, it's not the cleanest of them. It's certainly not sterile, and I certainly wouldn't be wanting to insert it
No.
in anything except perhaps a Yodel man.
Bloody idiot.
So, yeah, what a prat. Yeah.
Right.
So, Preston.
Is that where they were from?
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to mention it again because I've gone and said it now. Because Dave reminded me of something. Again, when I was at Ripondale District, a couple of years before that previous incident, I was a driver's mate. And I was out with Dave. And with a pallet wedge between another pallet and wedge at wagon. I can kick that free. Forgot that I didn't have my toe caps on. Broke my big toe in my right foot. Because I had my trainers on. But, you know, stupid and 17. So I thought, I dare take this shoe off. Because if it comes off, it's not going back on. So, next delivery we got to, parcel into reception, and I'm hobbling in, and a woman says, "Do you want some paracetamol?" I thought, well, I don't think it's going to help that much, but yeah, go on then. So she gives a couple of paracetamol and a drink of water. A few days later, they sent a bill to the company for 2 paracetamol.
Who did this?
The company had delivered to.
Really?
Serious.
A bill for 2?
A bill for 2 paracetamol.
What would it for? Like 4 pence?
God knows. The manager told me they sent us a bill in for 2 paracetamol. What happened? What's going through your mind?
Tight like it.
That's
a level of tightness. I mean,
they're about 20p for a pack, aren't they?
I mean, I'm not being funny. If a delivery man came to my work premises,
with a broken
not
toe.
that they do.
You know that they do.
Arsehole.
You'd break his toe.
Well, if any of the non-Yodel delivery man came to my place and seemed to be in distress, I'd let them have plasters. You know, they could help themselves to the contents of the first aid box if they were injured. You know, if they needed it. I mean, that's just helping.
It's just normal good Samaritan stuff,
yeah,
isn't it?
It's this.
Whose idea was that?
To bill somebody for bill them for box.
Yeah.
You know, if you're gonna do it, you know, box is 55p. How'd you bill them for 2?
God knows.
You know,
I'd love to know what that ended up like.
Yeah, I bet the bloke's got loads of brass as well.
Oh yeah,
he will have that because to be fair, that's how you get loads of brass.
Tight as a duck's
by
ass.
being like that. Yeah. What a bloody weirdo.
What a wanker.
Yeah.
Now I've got some news for you, Tony.
Oh, go on then.
I just don't.
We've not had any more complaints out, have we? Have we had any more feedback?
Better than that.
Better than feedback.
Better than that. Just wait for my slow laptop to. Here we go. First sponsor.
Have we got a sponsor?
Sponsor. Now the
Excellent.
big bucks start to roll in.
So we've got a sponsor. Who is it?
You ready? See,
I'm really impressed.
And this is part of. We don't tell each other what we're going to do on podcast. So anything Tony's told me today, not heard him previously, and I haven't told him this. So it's a fruitful deal, this.
Go on then.
And this might be you.
All the wine gums we can eat.
This might apply to you. You may be entitled to compensation. Our clients have received an average claim of £784. Between 1998 and 2015, did you date a girl from Lancashire?
I did.
We understand the distress this may have caused you. Please get in touch at www.lankscankrebate.co.uk.
Lankscank.
Discretion assured.
I'm gonna put my hand up and say that I've dated a number of girls from Lancashire.
Hey, you could have multiple claims here.
Do you know what? They've all been lovely.
Oh, you wanky, you ruined that.
Mental but lovely.
Was the sock thief a Lankskank?
No, see, she were a Yorkshire lass. She were from South Yorkshire.
Oh, well,
she were from just near Barnsley.
Barnsley.
Down that way. Yeah. She were a nutcase though, she were.
That'll throw loops, that.
Yeah. Why are the pretty ones always insane?
That one mental. You're going to have to listen to a previous episode if you want that story.
Yeah. So, we haven't really got a sponsor then?
What do you mean? That's
not a sponsor.
That's legit, that.
Alright, okay. Fair enough. I thought for a minute then,
we can retire on that.
Taking an interest
we can
in
retire
our
on that
podcast. You know, we'll be retiring when we're bloody 90.
Now, I need my notepad.
Why?
Because I'm going to lift it in there. And it's got my brain on it.
I'll just fill some space then and
Go on, you pad.
entertain our listeners.
This is noise of me walking out.
Ben goes and gets his notepad while galloping senility catches up with him. Aye. He's not back yet. Still not back yet. I can hear footsteps. I can hear banging. Oh, he's back.
That's not me hammering. That's good though, that. Somebody hammering in the background on this podcast.
Yeah.
Happy with that.
Ah. Well, I suppose that's a problem. We need to line your shed with egg boxes.
Be alright, because once this sponsorship deal here pays off,
Yeah. Oh, we'll be able to buy the egg boxes.
we'll buy egg boxes.
Yeah. It'll be like an early 1980s pirate radio station.
So I've got my notepad now. The reason I need my notepad is... Are you fucking kidding me with that hammering?
Go on, it stopped. Oh, it started again. What's a bell end?
Fuck me. Right, this is going to be the noisiest podcast in the world. We're not stopping though, because that's what it is. So yeah, my notepad I have to have, because 90% of anything I think of on podcast actually comes to me while I'm at work.
Ah, yeah, you've explained this before. Yeah.
And I need notepad because between thinking of something and getting notepad out of my pocket, I can actually forget what it has, and it has happened.
I do the same.
Oh, unbelievable. Oh, fuck me. Right, well...
Professionalism.
Oh dear, that's actually funnier than us.
Aye, well.
So, I can't even read my writing now, so that helps.
Well, while you're reading your writing,
Yeah, go on then.
We've got some fan listeners who have asked me to give them a shout out.
A fan.
Okay, two of them.
Is this
two of them, and they live in. They're from over the pond. They don't even mind our slagging off of American things.
Okay.
They're from Tarentum, Pennsylvania.
Tarentum.
Just outside Pittsburgh, I believe.
I've never heard of Tarentum.
And their names are Jessica and Tonya, and they've asked us to give them a shout out and a hello. So Jessica and Tonya, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Pittsburgh.
Tarentum.
Yeah.
It's like
Tarentum.
Sounds like
I think that's how you pronounce it.
It sounds like a bad pronunciation of Toronto.
Oh.
But they say Toronto, don't they?
Well,
Toronto.
the locals do.
Yeah.
Canadians are odd though, aren't they? Americans find Canadians odd. What does that say about Canadians?
I think I'd rather live in Canada than America.
Would you?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's parts of the Americas that do appeal to me. The more remote parts where there aren't so many people.
Well, Canada. There's not many there, is there? And they've got an NHS. Let's face
The
it.
problem with Canada is that there are those parts of country. I've got mates in Canada that served with it forces, and obviously we came across Canadian forces on occasion and things. So I've got mates over there. Calgary, that kind of area, looks nice to me. Quebec, French, not so much.
It's full of French.
French Canadians. I think they're actually worse than French.
That trying to be more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like French but weird. So yeah. So go on, you've got your notebook. We've
got my
given our
notebook.
shout out to our fans over the pond.
Yeah, and my dementia fastly creeping on. Right. We've got an anonymous email because it's a bit embarrassing for him, so he's not gonna.
But he still emailed it in.
He's emailed it in anonymously.
Which is good.
It is, yeah. Because
So we don't have his name, but his email address is.
well, he's emailed in as Shaven Sean.
It's interesting because Sean also means shaven.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's a good pseudonym. That
Is he Sean with is he seen or is he Sean?
no, he's a proper SHAWN,
Ah, right. So he's
An A-W, yeah.
right, yeah.
not a scene or a
And an
Shawn.
SHORN as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right. I'll try and shout above hammering. Hi, guys. Guys. Tony Miller.
Hang on a minute. Hammering stopped. Let me fill in for him.
I had to email in my recent embarrassment, and whilst I may laugh about it in years to come, I'm not brave, so I'll remain anonymous, please. Alright, Sean. To be honest, that's not his fucking real name, isn't it now?
I don't think.
Man, there's no surname.
I don't think it will be. There's lots of Seans anyway.
Yeah, there's a few. I'll set the scene. I'm a gay man, and I recently had a first date via a well-known gay dating site. All went really well, really cute, nice guy, and we really gelled. Skip forward a couple of weeks and we're meeting again. I have quite bad eyesight, so I wear glasses. This seems irrelevant now, but it's key to why things went wrong. That and my social media addiction. So the day of our planned second date, I really like him and want all to go well. I decide to partake in a bit of manscaping of my gentleman's sausage. Now you know how it is, as we age a little, we get a little less hair where we want it and more where we don't.
I'm going the other way. I'm just
all over.
More hair where I want it, more hair where I don't want it. I'm just.
Mine's all down my back.
I am a hairy bear.
All down my back, none on my
So,
head.
what can we say?
So I can relate to this. None on my head, all on my ass. So once my meat and two veg is looking respectable, I decide to carry on round the back. And this is where my problem began. The root cause, shall we say. I couldn't find my little mirror to check my handiwork. Fear not, I thought. My phone has a selfie camera. With one hand on my shaver and one holding my phone, I clicked the camera and inspected my work, and I'd done a pretty good job, if I say so myself.
So he's taking a picture round the back.
So he's yeah.
So he's
He's selfie.
He's bent
his
over.
bum all.
And selfie his
It's bum all.
bum
Yeah.
hole.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
That's what I'm getting from this.
Yeah, all right.
Razor in one hand, shave, whatever it was.
It makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I might have tried to rig up two large mirrors.
We're just not
a
as
sort of
flexible
system,
as we used
but
to be,
yeah,
are we?
That's it. That's good thinking, actually.
Yeah.
I applaud his efforts.
Then something shot across the screen. I didn't quite catch what it was. One, because I wasn't expecting it, and two, I was looking under my glasses due to the angle. Can you see what he's doing here? He's looking down under his
What's
glasses.
shot across the screen?
He doesn't know. What do you think?
I've no idea.
Then it happened again. My heart sank and I recoiled in horror. I'm going to pause there. Where do you think this is going?
Was he on the phone?
Close.
And he uploaded it to Facebook? To his Facebook
Yeah,
story?
yeah.
And so he was getting like horrified reactions.
What had actually shot across the screen was a Facebook shocked emoji. Instead of opening the camera in the normal way, I'd click live video and absent-mindedly started to film without a second thought.
Poor bugger.
I stopped the video and deleted it as fast as I could.
As you would. in panic, I shouldn't wonder.
Several people had clicked to view it, but in deleting it, I also deleted any way of finding out who saw it.
Yeah. Sorry, Mum.
I didn't tell my mate about what happened, and no one has come forth to say they saw it. Not even a piss take, as best friends should.
But what about the date, the potential boyfriend?
Well, maybe it was him. So we'll chalk that down to experience, muscle memory and bad eyesight. Thanks, Shaven Sean.
Right. Oh no.
I like that.
So, but did he go on the date?
He said here, I didn't say. He says, I didn't tell my date about what happened.
Understandably so.
And obviously his date didn't bring it up.
So, if that's the case, then
Must have gone alright.
maybe he got away with it.
Yeah, maybe.
In which case, okay.
So there's half a dozen people on his Facebook that have seen him shaving his bumhole and said no.
There might be more than half a dozen.
Well, you never
There
know.
might be a couple of hundred, but only half a dozen reacted.
True.
Not to make you feel any worse, Sean. Oh, well, thanks for sending that in, mate. But
Because, yeah, it is one of those where your heart would sink, but you're going to laugh about that one, aren't you?
To be fair, this is never going to happen to me because
You're not shaving your bumhole.
I am, again, unlike Colin from Preston, I am happy with my body. I don't care that I'm hairy. You know? Hey, poor lad.
It's good effort, that. I like that.
I think, to be fair, you do worry more about things when you're younger,
It's true.
and you get to an age where you just stop giving a fuck.
Yeah.
You really do. Like, am I going on a date? Well, yes. I'd better take these pants off that are covered in plaster then, you know, and put on a pair of clean. That's about as that's the level of effort, isn't it? You know, I'll put on a pair of clean jeans. But when I were a young lad, you were going on a date. I'd even wash the car, put on my best aftershave. I don't even have best aftershave anymore. I don't think. I just have.
When the last time you shaved?
True.
You're looking quite hairy.
I do shave my neck,
I've done
but only because
2 weeks.
my hair has the consistency of electrical wire, and
you get
it
a bit
rubs.
of
Well, no, it wears shirt collars out. It rubs, yeah. So
Where's your neck away?
It does. So yes, I do tend to shave my neck. That's it.
Now I'm going to have a bit of a rant now.
Oh no. What's upset you this week, then? Other than me.
Other than you and our lass. Tried to shop local because you think, you know,
I've tried that.
it's a fucking nightmare.
It bloody is.
We just went out at shops to get some bits and bats. 3/4 at shops were not open.
Yeah.
Ones that were open didn't have it in stock. Not the slightest shit given to try and
what
help
were you
you.
looking for?
John, I can't even remember now. It was something basic. I've forgotten. It should have been something we could have got when we were out. You know.
I've got to go to the shop today.
And
it's Sunday. It's going to be full of cretins, isn't it?
I don't go out at weekend.
It's going to be full of retired people who've got all bloody week to do the shopping. But
they
go
out
on
on
a
Sunday.
Sunday. They go on a
Yeah.
weekend.
But yeah, there were bloody signs in town. Support local, shop local.
Yeah.
And nothing at bloody shops. Not open. Idiots. I came home, 3 minutes on Amazon, it's coming tomorrow. Get your shit together. No wonder some people aren't shopping local.
Yeah. Here's one. Well, on a similar subject though, local affairs. Calderdale Council, you set of arseholes. Right? I went to Tip last week. I went to Council Tip with some rubbish. I had half a bag of plaster that had gone hard.
Oh, they don't take that anymore.
And she
do they?
says to me, "You're obviously a tradesman. Let me look in that bag." I says, "Well, I'm not a plasterer." I says, you know, and you can't put that here. Like you can't tip this here. You've got to take plaster to Brighouse. Now there's a sign up that says no plaster boards.
Right.
Now I get it. There's a sign that says no plaster boards, but there's not a sign that says no bags of plaster that have gone hard.
Yeah.
Right? It just says no. But this want a plaster board. So but I don't understand why we can't put plaster board in there. I also don't understand why rubble, bricks and things can't go into landfill anymore. Because they now want to charge you for a bag. Now, bear in mind, we already pay us bloody rates.
Which have gone up 5%.
Right? And I said to this woman, that's why people are fly tipping. As I walked away and put this hardened bag of plaster back in my car to take it away and oik over a wall somewhere, I heard another fella say to another council employee, "That's why people fly tip." It's obviously a problem, innit? Calderdale Council, sort your shit out.
It must cost more sending people round to clean up fly tipping than it does to just deal with it on site.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't fly tip. It goes against grain for me. But at the same time, I want driving that back to Brighouse.
Put it in bottom of your wheelie bin.
Do you know, that's exactly what I've done. It's gone in wheelie bin.
Yeah.
You know.
So they are dealing with it.
So they're going to deal with it, but not in where they perhaps wanted to. So.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
And I agree. That's why people are fly tipping.
Yeah, and it is a problem round here because we live, you know, the Calder Valley. It's a picturesque part of the world, isn't it? You know, it's.
But there's a lot of spaces where nobody's around where you can fly tip quite easily, isn't it? That's a problem.
That's it. That's the one.
Another one shit service. Bloody phone signal.
And it been shit recently.
We can put a man on fucking moon, but can I have a phone conversation that's uninterrupted?
You need to go low tech.
Fuck me. Half an hour's drive other day. Car phones linked at Bluetooth. 3 times it cut off in half an hour. You know, I think surely.
You need to go low tech. Now,
such as?
Well, I have
paper
installed
cup string.
a CB radio.
Oh, I've heard about
in
this
my
CB.
truck. And last week I had a really, really interesting conversation with an old fella about why he wasn't going to have his COVID jab. And now it's a government tracking service, and I did listen to him for about 5 minutes before I switched my CB radio off.
You see, CB's going to attract sort of
people who have watched too much Smokey and the Bandit.
Not that, but your anti-government, you know,
of course it is.
Doomsday prepping type, you know, loons.
I'm going to say something. I'm a doomsday prepper. You know, I'm pretty sure when society collapses, I'm going to be all right. Because I'm prepared.
You're prepared.
I've got my CB radio. I've got lots of pasta. I didn't panic buy it before anybody gets all judgy. I didn't go and when lockdown all started. I didn't go and clear supermarket shelves. Every now and then when I do a super shop, I buy an extra bag. Just now and then, just put it to one side for a rainy day, or a apocalyptic one.
See, so I last did this pre-COVID.
Yeah.
From about New Year.
Yeah.
New Year 2020. She started spending about an extra £30 a week.
That's quite a lot. I'm talking here an extra £2 or £3 a week.
Oh, she was worrying.
But I have been doing it for a long time.
And I did my usual. Yeah, all right, dear. You know, like with that. Oh, he's back. Like with that powder that she's taking. That's powdered snake oil.
Oh yeah.
Collagen that she thinks makes her younger.
Right.
What it actually makes is
makes people money.
It makes her stop talking.
Does it?
Yeah.
Is that good?
It stops her saying, "Can I buy this collagen? Can I buy this collagen?" And I go, "Yes, dear." And she's bought it, and I've heard last of it.
Right. Well.
So it were worth every penny.
Well, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. No, with the old doomsday prepping thing. I mean, I don't think it's not going to be like The Walking Dead, where because I'll be honest, Ben, we've got friends, we've got neighbours. If society did go a little bit tits up, and
that's what the hammering is. He's building a shelter.
That might be it.
He's doomsday prepping.
But if you said, Tony, we're a little bit short of this, have you got any? I'd say, yeah, I've got some, I'll bring you some up.
Yeah.
There you go, sorted. You know, just because it's end at world don't mean you have to be a dick about it.
And you'll be able to get it because you bought a tank.
That's true. I might buy a tank. Actually, do you know what? I'm fancying a tractor. I am fancying an old tractor.
There were in auctions over the last 2 days. There were 3 of them going.
Yeah, but I've spent enough.
You don't need a tractor. Where are you going to put it?
Exactly. I've nowhere to put it.
And you've nothing to do with it.
I've nothing to do with it. I mean, to be fair, I'd cruise around on my tractor, like on Pussy Patrol. I'd go out on the pole.
Pussy Patrol. I was thinking go out on a pointless journey like people that ride horses do.
Well, do you know what I think tractor drivers need to do? What they do is they sit on a country lane when there's not coming, and they watch for some traffic so they can pull out in front of it. I'd also quite like some sheep, but I'd be a bit worried about them with dogs.
I'd be a bit worried about you.
Bit feisty, man. I mean, they're soft as shite, but they'll have a go. That's the problem. They're all so thick. I mean, to be fair, a sheep would probably hurt my dogs, but
you'd probably step on it and kill it.
It won't stop them trying because they are not smart. So, you know.
Yeah,
great.
I'm going to agree. They are as dumb as you like.
They are.
Now, I'm hoping, because I found a news story and I've no network connection, so professional as you like.
You won't have a network connection. You're in aeroplane mode.
I'd put it in airplane mode, so I'll turn it off airplane mode.
That's why you won't have a connection. That won't do it. Oh, that's it. Hold it up high, because that 2 feet closer to the satellite makes all the difference.
There you go.
Right.
Knew it would. Right then.
Go on then.
This might be your news story.
I don't know, mate. I mean, shitting down chimney pots is pretty impressive stuff.
I'll read title of this, and then you can tell us how on track I am. Woman masturbates with a lobster, dies grotesque and horrific death.
Jesus. What continent are we on?
I think it's America.
Have you ever eaten a lobster? You know, I've never actually eaten lobster.
I've had it, and I think it's mediocre. I don't think it's worth the money.
I've always seen it in restaurants and things, and always thought about it and chose something else.
It's overpriced.
I never particularly fancied it. I never enjoyed crab particularly. I mean, I can eat it, but I'd have to be bloody hungry.
Yeah, I'm not bothered for crab either.
Yeah, I'm not. So
I love shellfish like that. I'm not bothered for it. I'd rather have a good piece of pork or beef, or
Yeah,
it's more what you do with it.
Yeah.
And the lobster, disappointing. Oysters as well, disappointing.
Again, oysters. Yeah. Again.
Anyway,
I'm not keen. Go on then.
this poor lobster.
Has been up somebody's fanny.
Yeah, that's a couple of paragraphs. Is this one? Because you can imagine this takes some explaining.
Oh, yeah. At what point does a woman think that lobster looks like a good shape to stick up my fanny?
Well, there's a theory here. Well, a theory. Something. Let me read it. It's got a name. Susie DeLucci.
Is this the offending masturbator?
I think so.
Or is that the lobster?
It's not a cartoon.
Okay.
One morning.
Sometimes, Ben, I think our life is a bit like a cartoon.
One morning around 5 a.m, 22-year-old Susie DeLucci of Kittery, Maine, woke up with a painful need to urinate. At first, she thought she had diarrhea, but when she stood up out of bed, she realised that it was a urinary pain, and very similar to the feeling of having diarrhea, just out of the wrong hole.
Urinary tract infections are very painful.
I've heard lobster-based ones can be.
Probably the nips. How many nips must she have got from the nippers? Or did she put elastic bands around them like they do in restaurants?
Maybe. She wobbled to the toilet, and upon sitting on it, her vagina erupted into the most horrific, messy, farting noise anyone has ever heard.
Jesus Christ, Benjamin, there was no fucking need for this.
In paralysing pain, Miss DeLucci, for the next few minutes, continued to push and squirt out of her vagina a burning tide of wretch and filth.
Jesus Christ.
While she gripped the sides of the toilet, white-knuckled.
Young Miss DeLucci with a rancid, rotten coochie.
What has she done?
Jesus. Yeah.
She was screaming wildly, and the neighbours called the police.
I'm not surprised.
When medics arrived, they found Miss DeLucci unconscious, lying on the floor of her bathroom wearing nothing but her bathrobe. Running down her leg was a stream of brown and green syrup. The medic had to transfer her to a stretcher, so he grabbed her leg, which was bent crossing her other leg, to straighten her out. She was lying there all twisted up. When he lifted her leg to straighten her body out, he exposed her vagina, at which point a creature, no larger than the tip of a finger, wormed its way out of her genitals and landed on the floor with a wet popping sound.
So she, what the what the fuck? Has it given birth?
I'll read a bit more.
You better continue now, because I'm invested in this now. This is edge of the seat stuff.
Shocked, the medic stared at the creature that was lying on the tile bathroom floor in a casing of mucus. It was a tiny mud shrimp, and it sat there on the cold floor, gasping for water while flipping itself back and forth.
A mud shrimp?
The horrified medic turned to the toilet as he felt the nausea setting in. That's got to take some doing for a medic, isn't it? They're going to be a tough stomach for that job.
To make a medic sick quite...
When he put his face down into the toilet to puke, what he saw was so horrific that to this day he cannot look into a toilet bowl without convulsing. The entire bowl was boiling with baby brown mud shrimp, flipping and splashing at a furious pace.
Where have they come from?
If you think that is bad, wait until you hear how it happened.
You bet.
So
how with the mud shrimps? I'm ignorant. I don't know about the life cycle of the mud shrimp.
No,
do they live on lobsters? Were the mud shrimp eggs on the lobster? You best continue.
We best continue. Miss DeLucci's official death was the result of a combination of shock and severe head trauma.
Head trauma. She must have fallen.
She stood up over the toilet in pain, and when she saw what she had done, she went into shock, fell, smashing her head on the toilet and then on the floor.
Oh.
It is believed by medical police that on 2 nights before the accident, she had purchased a live lobster at a fish market. While lying in a tub, she gently inserted the creature's tail into her vagina to derive pleasure. Weird. At that point, she held a lighter under the creature's face, causing it to flip its tail in a violent snapping motion.
So she's agitated.
So she's agitated, yeah.
To deliberately make it
vibrate.
So, I mean, I was going to say, is this like a vibrator on a budget? But it sounds to me that it's probably more expensive.
You
could probably get one of those alien tentacle things we mentioned in a previous episode off AliExpress.
And a couple of AA batteries.
Wish.com for about 80 pence. I don't know. Not that I've looked.
The medics found a lesbian XXX video in the VCR, and the TV was positioned on a table in front of the tub. This must be going back a few years as well.
This is a posh wank. But a VCR...
A VCR, that's a few years back.
Is it?
Well, have you got a VCR?
Not anymore.
No, exactly. The lobster was found in a kitchen garbage can, wrapped in a paper bag. Traces of Miss DeLucci's DNA were found on the lobster, along with pubic hairs that had wedged themselves between the lobster tail joints.
So where do the mud shrimps come from?
The lobster face was slightly burned with the same fuel used in lighters. The lobster's digestive tract and colon were found to be full of mud shrimp egg casings.
So it eats the mud shrimps.
Mm-hmm.
It's when she's agitated it shat itself.
Looks like it. Doctors believe...
She didn't think this through, did she?
No. Doctors believe that the lobster had eaten them. They're common in the water at fish markets and usually harmlessly boiled to death. And the lobster had crapped them out into Miss DeLucci's cunt. Well written. when she was torturing it. Main mud shrimps only take 2 days to gestate, and Miss DeLucci was only 4 days away from getting her period. Doctors believe at that point of the menstrual cycle her womb was a perfect pH balance to grow these mud shrimp, which are a much larger version of the sea monkey.
Right.
Overnight the eggs had hatched and the mud shrimp began doubling in size every 10 minutes. You can imagine the pain she was in.
Doubling in size every 10 minutes?
Apparently.
Wow.
I'm no scientist, but...
Maybe that Colin should have stuck some mud shrimps up his cock.
Get a lobster on it, yeah. It's well over 1,000 mud shrimp she were in a toilet.
Wow. Jeez, I mean, that's
it's
not...
Where have you heard that you need to burn a lobster face to get it to shake its tail in your mouth?
I've never heard it, but to be honest, I'm gonna... That's... It's not the most dignified end, is it?
No, I mean... Because you've died of it as well. Everybody's going to know.
How old was she? In her 20s, wasn't she? She was a young girl.
See, it wasn't
right.
Classic. Did it say age?
It did say her age.
Did it?
She was in her 20s, right? Some poor bugger is going to have to explain this to her dad.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what a...
It does say 22-year-old, yeah.
You know, I mean, and then how you... Let's move on. Oh, mate. Yeah, wow.
She was a dirty Kim Bassett, without a doubt.
And is she the first one we've had killed by being a dirty Kim Bassett?
Oh, maybe. Maybe. I mean, it's grotty, but it's not worth dying for, is it?
I don't know. I mean, there's better ways of pleasuring yourself than that, surely. You know?
The minging.
Now, there was some recently. You might have heard it. There was over in Bradford. A guy's he's been jailed, hasn't he, for cruelty to animals. Guy fucked a chicken in his cellar.
Right.
Which is weird. Chicken died.
Right.
Okay. But I can accept that. A pervert fucked a chicken.
This is deeper, is it?
What? How did they prosecute him? There was a video. His wife recorded it on video. Now, and this is the thing that really bothers me. Maybe this is just how my mind works, but this bothers me more than the chicken.
So,
Right.
is this her standing filming it, or she secretly filmed it?
No, she stood there quite up and filmed it.
Right.
At what point do you say to your wife, I fancy fucking a chicken, do you fancy filming it? And she says yes. Can you imagine having that conversation?
It's an odd one, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? You know, it's like well, you remember, like...
Shall we get Quan in and I'll ask her and see what her response is?
Fred and Rose West, the serial killers.
Yeah.
Kids under the patio, or under the base cellar floor or something. I can't remember it. At what point do you say to your wife, I fancy killing somebody for sexual kicks? Do you want in on it? And she says, oh yeah.
Oh
okay.
yeah. I thought you were never going to ask.
Yeah. How does that... Because to be honest, I just can't imagine how two... You can get how one guy's a pervert, but are these horrible perverts drawn to other horrible perverts? Maybe that's just what happens. I don't know. I mean, because the Fred West thing was before the internet that were going on, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know,
It's easier for them to get together anonymously on internet.
Yeah, now that you've got the internet and the dark web and all this kind of stuff, I don't know much about it.
Maybe there's some
But
universal sign that they put out.
Yeah.
You know, like bat symbol, you know?
Well, maybe. I mean, in the old days, do you remember like Lonely Hearts ads?
Yeah.
We've talked about one, haven't we? Lonely Hearts ads on this, have we? On this thing?
No, I don't think we have.
But there used to be...
I have a shit memory.
I had a friend called Ray who I lost touch with. What you used to do is, like, to protect the girls, they didn't put the phone numbers in Lonely Hearts ad. There was like a code, and you rang a number with that code.
Right.
And put that code in, and
you could leave a message or something.
Leave a message, and then if they wanted to get back to you, you could. So I think the idea was the fella left his contact number, and there used to be things like bubbly blonde, would love to meet handsome dark man or whatever, you know, for rumpy pumpy, and it's, you know, and people would respond. And now this because obviously it was a slower process than, say, for example, what is there these days? Plenty of Fish, Tinder, where email, get your phone out. Oh, I've got a message. Oh, I quite like that. Okay, yeah, okay, right, okay. But it could be like
he's trying to break that hammer.
over the course of correspondence. It could take weeks before you actually met.
Yeah.
Right. So with the Lonely Hearts thing. Now Ray responded to one of these Lonely Hearts thing, arranged to meet this lass, and she was keen to meet him. And, you know, obviously they didn't even know what each other looked like.
Yeah.
You know, no camera phones then and things like that. So this lass agreed to it, and he says, "Oh well, where do you want to meet?" And he says, "Well, why don't we meet outside the West Riding pub, which was somewhere we all used to go in Huddersfield." He says, and she said, "Yeah, okay. What time?" And he says, "Round 7." She said, "Perfect." On the day in question, he took the whole day off work. He had some other bits and stuff to do.
Manscaping on Facebook.
I'm going to be honest, I didn't ask. But he told me this over a beer in the very same pub. At 7:45 that morning, he got a phone call. "Where are you?" He says, "You what?" He says, "I've waited outside that fucking pub for 45 minutes. I've been there since 7 o'clock. He says, "What? This morning?" He says, "You've been there since 7 o'clock this morning?" He says, "I meant 7 this evening." "Don't talk shit, Ray, you're full of shit." And he's like, but nobody meets for a date at 7 o'clock in the morning. He's like, you know. Anyway, I've talked to my brother. He says you're a dickhead. He's going to kill you.
Beautiful.
But yeah, going back to what we were talking about before, you know, how do these weirdos find each other? there's no. I mean, I were married. You're married. There's no time I could ever. I mean, not even just married. There's no point I would have ever said to somebody I was in a relationship with, you know, a girlfriend or whatever. Even you, Ben. There's no way I would have said, Ben, I fancy fucking a chicken. Do you fancy holding camera?
No, but I love chicken.
How does it? You know, I just that to me, and it's probably because I've got that kind of mind. But these things, they just make me ask more questions.
So these sheep that you mentioned you wanted earlier.
Yeah. I just thought they'd keep grass down.
All right. That's not a prelude to a chicken.
No. Oh no.
Okay.
No. I don't want to fuck a sheep.
Right. Because if you get sheep at edge of cliff, they'll push back. Yeah.
Get Velcro on your wellies.
That costs money though.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What a strange girl.
Very.
Going back to the Delucci.
Poor
with the
deceased
mushrooms.
Delucci.
Yeah, poor lass.
She's read that somewhere, hasn't she? Surely. She's read that you can get a lobster kicking with a lighter to its face.
Where would you read something like that? Oh,
well,
probably on a podcast. She's not read it. She's heard it on a podcast, hasn't she? Some weird, deviant, strange podcast.
Oh dearie me.
I feel bad for her. I feel bad for her family, but that's death by dirty Kimbassa, isn't it? You know, Jesus. Yeah.
No thanks.
I'm trying to picture the state of the bathroom. If it made the medic sick.
We've recorded enough there.
Yeah, let's call it a day. Now that we've disgusted our few listeners.
It's disgusted me.
When
I read it, I thought, oh, for God's sake.
That is grim.
That's one for the podcast, but it's
It's
minging.
grim.
Yeah.
It is grim. Yeah. Well, thank you very much. You best give him an email address, mate.
Yeah, well, I'll just say, I've noticed when other people share the podcast on social media, it gets quite a good response as compared with us passing it out to friends and spamming it out there. So if you're listening, give it a share for us on your social media, because it does seem to have a better response than us doing it.
Also, and I hate to say it, I can't share that. I'm on a ban. I think I've got another 2 weeks to serve on my Facebook ban. It seems that Facebook's authorities don't share my love of competitive sports. So I'm not posting or sharing anything for a while, I'm afraid. Fascists. When I say competitive sports, I mean nipples. So
I think it might have been a picture of the micro penis that you put on.
That wasn't a micro penis. I've been told it's very
It was
big.
just
Thing is though, I'm not being funny. I put a picture of an attractive girl playing tennis. I get a ban. Sean uploads a picture of his arsehole. He gets a shocked reaction from a few people.
Not just a picture, 25 frames per second.
Well done, Sean.
That's a good effort, that.
Thanks for sending that in. Yeah, so it's dirtykimbassa@gmail.com.
Correct.
That's correct, that's right.
Yep.
I had to think about that.
And we're on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter.
And Spotify.
And Spotify, iTunes.
Anchor.
Anchor's the main. Yeah, Anchor's the one that we distribute through.
Yeah, we're on all of those. And a few people are listening to us.
300 people from day one. It's not a lot.
And we've got listeners over the pond. Well done, Jessica and Tonya.
And before I finish, it gives a breakdown of geographic location and stuff on Anchor. And it also gives age range.
All right, cool.
And stuff like that. Now,
does anybody over 50 know what a podcast is?
You say this, but it was, I forget the exact target now, it was something like 35, something like 90% of our listeners are over 35.
Are they really?
Yeah.
So we're not entertaining the youth.
Youth.
We're not down with the youth like we thought we were, are we?
We're not down with it. But we knew this because your daughter said,
yeah, we're not funny.
We're not funny.
Just two old facts.
And we broken Spotify for her.
Yeah.
Because when your dad's on Spotify, it's ruined.
It is bad. But having said that, I didn't really know what a podcast was until we started doing one.
No, I've said it before. I didn't have a
until you passed on that. What were they called?
Shag Married Annoyed.
Yeah, those Geordie couple and their podcast. Until you passed that on, I'd actually never listened to a podcast.
Chris Ramsey Had Rosie Ramsey. That's
Oh,
it,
right,
yeah.
okay.
Right, here we go. I've just got it up while you were talking. 1% of our listeners are up to 17 years old. 2% are 18 to 22.
Hang on, somebody under 17 listens to us.
Clearly got good taste. Just remember,
Well,
some
might be-
kids grow up to be top blokes like us.
That's true. That's true.
1%ers. 28 to 34 is 8%. And then rest 35 up is, all of it. Now the other one, statistic. 83% are male. 15% are female.
Right.
1% non-binary.
Sean!
Right. And the remainder, BMW riders.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. A good breakdown of it, but yeah, please do share us because otherwise, well, I can't, can I?
You can't what?
I can't spread the word at the moment. I've been silenced. I've been censored. I've been muted by a Mr. Zuckerberg and his cronies.
I can't.
I'm not bothered. To be honest, there's been a few things that have happened in the world of social media this last sort of week or so, and I'm kind of glad I'm on a ban because there's some things that are starting to annoy me a little bit in the way the world's becoming, the mob mentality, the idiocy, and it's quite refreshing to just be out of it for a little bit.
I've actually been thinking of moving social media platform. I've been looking at the
I have as well.
the minor ones.
I'll be honest, if I find a platform that is censorship free, where they don't try and remove our thoughts and control our words and things like this, then I would probably migrate to it if it was popular enough. I think that's the crucial thing.
You can't have censorship free, can you? Because people could be posting kiddie porn, murder, all sorts of stuff.
Well, yes, that's true. But at the same time, we should at least be able to have an opinion on something.
Yeah.
You
calling your mate a wanker,
yeah,
and getting a Facebook warning for it.
Yeah, is
no good.
not on because that kind of thing, that kind of silliness, starts to grate on everybody. I mean, I don't mean. I think it's what Facebook decides is hate speech, and two lads who grew up in our town, in our environment, calling each other a fanny or something like that. It's just normal conversation for lads like us. We mean no harm by it at all. In fact, it's funny half of the time. It's not one of those. And I think it's time that the powers that be realised that they shouldn't be trying to, let's say, be the thought police.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing.
Yeah, we're on cusp of thought crime.
We are, aren't we? Like
Minority Report type.
Yeah, I mean,
carry on.
The one is, daft as it sounds, I've had Facebook bans for hate speech, and I don't hate anybody. I really don't, apart from Yodel.
Yodel.
Apart from Yodel, man. But yeah, no, I don't, and it's one of those. Well, what have I said? Oh, I said all men. I said men are animals after looking at the state of men's toilets in a pub, for example. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
I am a man, for fuck's sake. Get a grip. So anyway, that's Trigger Tony this week. So.
That's a recurring one, that, isn't it? Every band that's going to come back.
Well, thank you for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Social media, share it. Email in your stories because we want to hear how.
So this Delucci lass, she got a sister.
Still recording. You thought I'd click stop there, didn't you? Huh? Are we saying goodbye?
I think we just did.
Did we?
Well, that's
Never ended. Cough it
that
up.
was quite a good one.
Is it a long?
I think that went quite well.